Hello and welcome to Inside Eugene. I'm your host, Marin Stewart. Each episode, we take you behind the scenes of the City of Eugene Library, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department to meet the people and programs that make Eugene, Oregon community vibrant and connected. This episode, we're chatting with Anne Borland, one of our incredible sailing instructors, to talk about what it means to create space for women in outdoor recreation, especially in sports like sailing and rock climbing that have traditionally been male-dominated. Now, a quick note before we begin, you might notice the audio sounds a little different in this episode. That's because we recorded it on site after a women's outdoor rec class, so bear with us if things sound a little funky.
My name is Anne Borland, and I'm an outdoor instructor for the River House Outdoor Program.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming out. So tell me a little bit about your background, particularly with recreation. What do you do now?
Right now I work for both the university and the city, doing a variety of different kinds of outdoor pursuits, and have done that since 1996. And then slowly I've actually gained more employment through the university's program. So I do a bunch of backcountry stuff as well as front country, water and land. It's super rewarding and varied, which I like variety, so.
That's awesome. And both good programs for a lot of variety. And did you grow up doing outdoor activity? Kind of how did you get into outdoors?
No, I grew up in Philadelphia area and Houston, and in city, primarily a rural area where I was sort of a tomboy, always in trouble. And I found myself probably when I moved out west as a college student. I was in sports a lot. I was very athletic. And I was pretty tired of team sports, I think, at a certain age, and found the outdoors and really became passionate about the outdoors. So that's probably at the age of 19, I started really getting serious about it.
That's like the age I started getting serious about outdoors too.
Most things, right?
Right. What drew you to becoming an outdoor instructor? Did you personally start these all female programs?
I think over the years I've realized what I didn't have. Most of my mentors were men because I didn't know women that were in the field, and they were good, but it left me with a lot of lack of confidence because I noticed that the men got the credit whether or not they were better than the women, and I think I started noticing that there was a gap in the way women learned versus men. I think I just wanted to fill that void, and so I'm often trying to share it with other females and bring them in, but there's a lot of hesitancy to develop. And so I think I found that if I could convince a lot of the administrators that we needed women's courses, it would be to the benefit of the growth of women, and I see that as definitely a positive thing that's occurred, so I was really excited about it.
I love that. And talk to me about why you think it's important to create these spaces specifically for women in outdoor rec in general.
Yeah, I do know that women are very sensitive to how they're perceived. There's a lot of body images as we're developing into young women. We're very careful about what we say, what we do, and how we're judged. It's just the culture. And but when we are separated from the environment, we tend to blossom better. We're riskier in a safe way. We fail in front of each other now. We look for support and ask for support and give support. So it certainly opens up the gate and allows for a lot more joy and learning at a faster rate. So that whether it's scientific explanation or not, I don't think it matters, but it's definitely a thing.
Well, and that's cool that you fostered that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Do you typically notice women are more willing to participate when the class is tailored towards women?
Definitely. Yeah, they're out the gate participating. And I think they're definitely more willing to admit that they're feeling afraid or fearful, but they're not going to sit on the sidelines. They're just announcing it. And women are stepping in and saying, oh yeah, I felt that too, and this is how I overcome it. So they're looking for the answers and getting it and then attempting it. And I do mention that, when we're learning something new, we get sweaty hands, we feel anxious, and it means you're in a learning curve, right? And so that's not the time to quit. It's the time to just push through it. You're in a safe environment. That's why the classes are here. It's a safe place to fail over and over till you get it. So it just works pretty well that way, I think.
Absolutely. And do you see differences between like sailing, rock climbing, mountain biking, say, like any of those things, or do you find that pretty much across the board this is the case?
I would say it's pretty much similar in all cases. What's interesting in the way a lot of these courses are framed, and the women's climbing and sailing, is you don't have to have any experience. You can have lots of experience. You can choose to just be the bathing beauty on the deck, or you can be at the helm and learn something, or you can teach it to someone. It's going to be a sort of mentoring concept going on where we're all teaching each other, and you can pick the role you want. And I think when you open it up to that, it's one, more fun because you don't feel pressured, and you're more likely to step and go, yeah, I want to try that. Yeah, I would like to, so that's super good. It's not a mandated thing. And the fact that we're mixed experiences is super fun too. It's more natural. They're always looking at their peers to figure out if they want to try that or do that. Me telling them is not going to do a lot. It'll be a little harder for them to make a decision to try things, but like building it up so that once you learn it, please turn around and teach another person is, I think, a real great key to speed up the learning process and the enjoyment factor. So I try and develop it so they're teaching each other as best as I can. I don't have to do all the work, which is even better. Like, she knows, she can teach you.
Right. She'll take over.
She knows how to do that. Tell them.
Well, and like you've said, once you learn it and you can teach it, it really cements it in your brain.
Yeah. If you can teach it, you know it even deeper than you thought.
Right.
So it's very rewarding that way. And it's fun to watch.
I was going to say, it must be cool for you to see.
Yes, it's super good. I love it. That part is great. All these activities are teaching us some life skills that we have to practice to feel good about, that you can start applying in your relationships. And, that's a gift, I think, that we make those connections. They're super fun for people to realize, oh yeah, I did learn a lot of here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Awesome. What do you think female participants walk away with from your classes? Or what do you hope that they walk away with from your classes?
There's a lot of insightful realizations that they can do things they didn't think they could do. I think we tend to have a narrow scope on our abilities, and we make quick judgments about what we're going to try or move out of our comfort zone for. The fact that they just signed up for the class could have been a scary step, and they're probably hesitant, like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do this. But the minute they follow through and realize something that seems so much more challenging than they thought, and they actually follow through and show up every day, I think it's a good lesson to realize I can try something that I feel like is beyond my ability, and I probably could succeed at it. So it's super helpful. Put them in an environment with a bunch of safe people that they can't do on their own safely, but could do with a group of people. And I think it sets us up to realize that we're not alone in our successes. We really need others to back us up, to be there for us. And some of us are isolationists. It's hard. You'll come to a point where you realize that's a wall. And I think these classes are great for people to realize I need to use my resources and people around me I might not know very well. And how do I develop that trust so that I can make myself a better person? And one of our climbing mottos is, you're responsible to make your partner a better climber. And that means you hold them accountable, and you don't let them cheat, and you make sure they're safe, and that makes this person better.
What is your hope for the future of women in outdoor recreation in general? I know that's like a big question.
There's a lot of women now out there that are doing amazing things. And so there's a lot of great role models out there. So that makes me feel good. I think we could do a better job making the outdoors more inclusive, not just to women, because it is a powerful learning tool. I used to work with families at risk, children at risk, and a lot of dependency, trying to teach healthy lifestyles. We'd use the outdoors to help people realize if they could do more of this, they'd be less tempted to have unhealthy habits or lifestyles. And it really is the key to a lot of our depression, anxiety. Phones aren't allowed in the courses. It's a great way to escape that and give yourself a break and be present for people. It's not so important that you're the best climber or the best skier or whatever. It's more that what have you learned that you can take into your life? What kind of skills and life skills are you getting that you can't get from a phone?
Right, and building those healthy habits. I mean, like outdoor healthy habits without screens, without,
So in a way, that's a good focus right there for everybody. Just to remind people, this is how life really is. It's not your digital life. That's not going to satisfy you. And it's killing your time that you should be doing something else. That's more of a learning experience. So I guess as an older person seeing the transitions, I'd say we're losing out on this. How can we put it back in the forefront?
It's getting harder and harder to get people outside and
off the couch.
And off the couch. Yep, right.
The rewards are huge, though. Yeah, it's huge.
Absolutely. I try to never underestimate even just the power of a walk, like in the middle of the day, getting up from my desk or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that you're supported in creating these gender segregated classes? Like, are they supported by fellow rec staff? Are they supported by the Eugene community? Kind of, what is the response when you say, hey, I want this class only for women?
I haven't had anyone say no. I think people know that would be nice, but no one's instigating it. Or someone has to step forward and say, I will do it. And so I think I'm at the point where I don't have much to lose. I will do it. Can I do it? And give a proposal. If you write a proposal and tell them why and you've seen the differences, I think why couldn't they support it? In a lot of these environments, they're like, yeah, go for it. And if it doesn't work, won't put it on the calendars anymore, right? So you don't have a lot to lose. And these classes fill all the time, so it's obviously a desire. And they're a lot of they're fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Describe that. Describe what a women's sailing class is.
It is so chill. People are very friendly and inviting and inclusive. There's no ego. It's sort of, hey, I've been doing this and I'd be happy to teach anyone, or no one's hogging up the helm. And people are giggling and making fun of each other in fun ways. And what I really like is just they're present to the beauty of the environment. It's not just the task at hand. It's a lot of people vocalizing what they're seeing that's inspiring. And I probably got into this field because I like to get out into beautiful places. That's where it started, and take photographs. And in order to get further and further out and away from people, you have to have more skills. But it certainly opens the door to appreciate so much beauty that we have around us and we often don't see anymore. So it's very gratifying to share that. I'm sharing that more than the skills, I think. It's like, hey, we're going to go to this place and it's super awesome.
I want to take you to this cool spot.
Yeah,
I know.
But
yeah.
we want you to be comfortable and safe. So quickly learn that. Let's go. It's all about let's go somewhere different.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually the really reason why I do this. And I think people love it too. They're like, oh yeah, I want to go back there. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Do you have any experiences of having seen somebody who has never been outside, wants to join an all-women's class and learn some outdoor skills, and now is like a full-blown outdoor person?
Tons of my students, meek, quiet, shy, self-conscious about their bodies or whatever. They're just kind of closed up. Or you can tell inside they just really, really want to do this, but it's a big step. And but they keep trying, and before you know it, they're so excited. They realize that they know more than someone behind them, and they want to turn around and help them. And they start blossoming. And a lot of this they're some of our best leaders. They're the most empathetic. They know where you come from and how far you can go. And it's not like they're proud of themselves. They're just excited to share how far they've come and celebrate it by teaching more people. They're the best leaders. It's really fun. That's the most satisfying part of the job, I think.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share about women's outdoor sports, about teaching, about anything?
we don't want to get lazy about it. I think we should just keep pursuing the envelope. I think there needs to be more studies done on how women learn versus men. If there is a lot of information, it's not widely available to understand that women actually learn in a different environment than men. We've been raised to be observers and not talkers, take care of people, and I think we tend to apply that to how we learn. We're also probably innately trying to protect ourselves because we're the lesser strength in the sexes, and I think there's always that hesitation that we have to be careful and we have to watch our backs. And I think it applies in how we learn as well. So that's really deeply ingrained in women. So I do think I'd like to see more studies on that, and maybe classes that integrate that concept while we're teaching. Like, what are we learning about how we learn, and applying that to our lives better to help us succeed and help change the world. We need some changes. We need some strong women and men. We can't just develop women on their own. We've got to mix them together. That is reality. But it's a step. It's the first step, though. Thanks, Marin, for wanting to do the story.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate it. It's an important topic.
Makes me want to dig in a little more.
Yeah.